Right, I'm saying inside the game live on your favorite channel, as Adam TV across by BR sharing on the multimedia platform. Way inside the game. Another week is here, and there's a whole lot to talk about. Yes, Fiona Marone abbreviate Nasina. Yeah, there's also we are what here. Me did the Kejuan Kasari Kasi Weri, Samuel Ko, Moesi Woman Chain, and of course, my other colleagues that came home. I will show you so a producer Anama and Abilonzi of confidence. My dear bro. What is it about the World Cup qualifiers? What to be brave, but Nigeria failing to qualify. And now, your 9 teams they could see Africa Nemo at the World Cup. And you're going to see which of them do we think can make an impact at that world stage? Now, I'm not dancing. What went wrong for Nigeria until month to be unqualified? What went wrong? Nigeria. And I had to take them last game against Mali. No as I know to me qualify through playoff. In November. Now I'm to me intercontinental playoff. I qualify for the World Cup. And far then Africa will have 10 reps at the World Cup. Now I know there's a lot. I also with regards to the Black Stars. Coach Toado staying or leaving? Is he taking us to the World Cup? And home come on. I didn't get here, but Odoeba. Why am I eba? Goalkeeper Biba. Why am I ready? And a man for fast statistics. He be able to den said na oh. A big crowd say Chelsea. A bit say Lavia, Nemba Miss and Papa again and Nina. Oh my goodness. Sad discussion there cost power Black Stars are catcher. You don't want some swap by there's Ghanaian Premier League because so when says they say the National Division 1 League live on Adom TV and the multimedia platforms in Team Rebel and Miachano. So we need to bring out say and they brought live on our favorite channel. This is the game inside the game. Now I can't say Shannon Sumami said England are qualified for the World Cup. Portugal and I know Portugal be a wash 2-1. Maybe say we near we Tete was my Hungary Betekano. So was like a go na my Portugal qualification or something which is there, but the Kaka. But we are more than the year. Italy so qualified. The big boys want to qualify, so you'll see how all that go. Madika Bomediama, Kejuan Kasari Kasi Weri. Echo, Memo Kwaba. And that's say inside the game. A whole lot of issues. The Black Stars of Ghana are through. Oh my idea, and we lost just one game against the same Comoros and Shelmui, and then you draw back and I face so you winning the rest. And you have the total discussion so. But Rebecca say we had a near perfect qualification, right?
Oh yes, I mean, over about 10 games. Now we'll see just once throughout the qualifiers. At least it's good. Because been a Nigeria, Nigeria. Brands on which me remove. You can't say playoff spot, and so I mean it was a perfect run. People were saying especially when Crazy call so ball Comoros game we lost there in Moroni. But then call AFCON. Lucy Pepe and they decided to sack him. So the major question was that why Neyeka Confana, but surprisingly when he said committee be sitting up, committee be someone pay coach in mind, then surprisingly Otuado managed to get the nod. And so people really were asking questions, and especially in the back, coming from the back where you to me unqualified for AFCON. You know, people were asking the question, say, how were we even being able to go to qualify? But Eric saw about 10 matches. Of course, Otuado ball only 8, not recorded 7 wins and 1 draw, 22 goals scored. I think he has a win percentage of around 88.7% or so. So, but clearly, Eric, it tells you that it was a really a good run for the Black Stars. And I just hope, say a World Cup, you know. The sports minister has already said that he doesn't want us just to go and add up to the numbers. The targets are going around, the Ekika, but I'm sure so you do the main discussion on as to whether Otuado and I think I will have a lot to share. But I think on the qualifiers, I think it was a very good run.
Wow, very good run. That is the Black Stars of Ghana qualification. Evans Ghana qualification. I got wrapping that up on Metisi Muabekane saying, I may be echo whether it's a near perfect run. We had a good one, and I say, Intoms be next, me, I qualify.
And Intoms, and I will say, We enye ntom sek bi a Ghana qualify ti bi a yetinya qualify. E wo say buse say Nyankopon wadom yen. Na Ghana obi a wako World Cup no 4 times. This happens to be your 5th appearance. It is a oko bo we.
Big deal.
No want me ebi a coach no be so mu for the second time no. One lose game bia. Abra Comoros etimi chewo shewo when fear. And not under Chris Wooten. I'm out to me then a couple draw nyina. I mean, say oto be foul. Abra ono ne de no. Chris Wooten bu boss how much is ya meka yi. Say Comoros e hye no. Or say about draw no. Even before, what you say? Before, say ye can say Afcon qualifies in going near because so. I'm a woo otoado. Ubabe so me wo bia nimu ase. And you said no, we need to beef up your technical team because Oba no pay the kind of contract I dey amount no. We need to maintain you. I'm maintain you otoado. Ana odi refresh for aba. Yama video analyst. Yama set piece expert. Some confiding in play role. That's one of fair. The modern day tactics, bro. Now what mean this kind of success? For the second successive time, I don't see any miracle about this. Now, Comoros.
But World Cup is
Central African Republic.
A joke on Nigeria, Mresa.
W, Mebo, Central African Republic, Madagascar. This is Ghana. Okay. With all the respect, Eruku, Yensusu Mose was Adiwe home because 2006 Ghana and Kobe Dano and no by Grace actually send Nibre Kobo oh yeah Yeni oh Ghana Blast and no Satem no Grace actually Odini 25th anniversary say see America say Oni Bra or Kwakutwa no Mama Blasters Adeya Obeko USA Canada Mexico Abra who the same country Oko Brazil and then acquire se kube na okoton utimi ton $100 kube bako a okoton no uwie
ekwa branding no
ekwa kata uko piemu kata ekwa bomb monyo for the first time anka wo share 3 you can say goals a World Cup match mu but Ghana ni bia no match no we yam hihyew mesrew oto ado abomodin a qualify yen a lead as the technical team but don't forget you no na adwuma we oyeye me can nurse in the pain say and you to add in because to add one minister catch and so a lucky no I'm on front here coach Ben all these materials
we will come to the coach but I'm happy
yes
you're about coach in the end
but
man worry or say any big deal
any big deal
World Cup you qualify painting say
and if you look at the kind of qualifiers been my abobo countries I know boy and this kind of group I find yourself in and I do be near church and it's a match be a chat now and then Guasia. Even these nations are aching. Obien who are sabi Chad, it me a point apart from Ghana and Ebane say because coach now only do no only tactics be obo editia the opponents only tactical system be or boy you say ampa this is identity or the Ghana national team no so I mean a players no or individual brilliance how informed they are some of them at the level of any natural say Ghana we have the materials just that particular head coach that particular position I'll see a beba and no na dia as a yenhire ni bia do press conferences pre-match post match no dudwinity na yi afei na nyame adom na as a say no otimi level kakra.
It's fine. Okay, so Black Stars of Ghana through to the World Cup. Later on the show, you ever heard the Kumasi and Koroko WAC of Morocco game on Sunday at Accra Sports Stadium. And WAC for no have do town. Already an advanced party about dada even before Ghana's last game against Comoros. It's all my serious purpose. One year BB party at now Yashe Ghana qualification me pese ye hwe Africa teams are qualifying no ye de otu ba be hye but ye hwe list are qualify kokosi Africa name no is there hope do they give hope yes. Are we seeing an African side equaling what Morocco and I've been doing better?
I mean, if say any other African country basically equal their Morocco it will still be Morocco. Yes, of course I think say this is my reading book qualified because the tournament has been expanded, and so I think so. Who did the cry? You will be ranked among the third place teams. Then you qualify for the next round. But Eric, which teams are qualify? Egypt to Ghana or Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, DR Congo playoffs, right? Yeah, Cape Verde. Yeah, first time going South Africa. Yes. And I think say if say me we Morocco free the other country I think say they'll be okay has to be Egypt. I also tipped South Africa because Egypt,
Really?
yeah, because I think say the experience of Hugo Bruce, you can't overlook it, and how he has been able to put this team together for a while now. In one more the AFCON,
Okay.
and the same group of players now. Why migrate you more into the World Cup qualifiers, and they'll be able to, qualify for the, World Cup. Saying yeah, point no more suffer a deduction no more suffer, and they would have qualified straight. Point deduction in more group in the but then even afterwards, they were able to maneuver to get into the, to get a ticket straight. And so for me, Eric, I think Morocco, I'm so much convinced about them because the Omo it's a year on because the U20 now is in the finals running Argentina Monday at 1 a.m. So the Omo it's incredible, and Adeba said they've been able to break Germany in Spain. Going 15, 16 games unbeaten. They've been able to equal it. So it tells you that Walid Ni boys, they are doing something incredible, and I think we need to keep an eye on them. For Egypt, I think Mohamed Salah, Mamouche, a couple of them, most of Ali Nizam players in a they will put them together and then goes out same as South Africa. So for me, Eric, if there are any other African countries, I'll keep an eye on them. Has to be these 3 countries.
Wow, yeah. Also, countries Benny and keep an eye on, considering no more echo see Africa name on our screen to see Egypt, Senegal, South Africa, Cameroon, Morocco, Ivory Coast, Algeria, Tunisia, and Ghana. Ivory Coast did it in style.
Yeah. I mean, 3 countries are so from Africa. We be able find their mom. Maybe one may another one on your 4th nation bet me also upset. Ekwakacho Wale Wagragi ene ni Morocco no. After the 2026 World Cup, omo hwe ani mu say World Cup in 100 years since I started World Cup 1930 Uruguay ene no ye baba be hostu ana ye baba bono, which is the one ebe to dwa 2030 on be jesi omo so along with other 2 European nations, that is Spain and Portugal. Eti Morocco for no ane eba no tourism a ene omo timi use sports on kwa tourism no etimi ye den etimi hwe wo mo man no exports se bi omo bo ho ka yeti kroma yesu se esika aban tidi ama aban no Morocco ne omo hyeda take conscious effort wo mo promote sports tourism. It is already facilities for my some Jumandia been my course of the continent of Africa. Even this qualifies many nations. Omukobo omu matches no Morocco. Sika omu hwe di free muno. E kire wo say nen omuni how so omu invest in our sports, and that is where you have to thank Fuzi Lecture oni omu Mohammed King the fifth omu monake no omu Jumandia na omu kodi wo Qatar 2022 ewura mu semi final no. And say ne omatoa so ama the materials most of them with experience as a top level no. Morocco is that nation say a nation be from Africa obetimi compete at the highest level.
You
once
tip
again
Morocco
Morocco and that number 1 after them. Look at Ivory Coast. You are saying they qualified in style and no and the catch say sometimes you be my catch say proper coach no edika
football coaching.
Thank you. You don't need sometimes you see a man long years be amoye your clubs in Bimoa or see me a Galacticos club who Boko Real Madrid. Florentino Perez Rodriguez me can't change Jabi Alonso say Jabi Alonso because you are a former player of Real Madrid, we are leaving you to stay at Real Madrid for the next 15 years. Omuni sa time Real Madrid is a winsome club, they need to win it. It's where Ivory Coast are. The man the MS5 obi eboni di our qualification in style.
Yeah.
This is a man I know your assistant coach. Tio. Assistant coach Yakova a French coach. Who is Ivory Coast? They are a colony of France. It is such a nation. No more Louis Gazet. Experienced referee or no about the league anymore. Wa coachy our experience for African continent anymore. Or the Yakobo Afcon abra ye anymore. Say be host and win. The Yako finish group anymore 3rd position. Na pamno amanfo buafu ntokwa wo ye dom e ko stadium ni we ya na esi ne assistant no me take over na akwana ye edi hope binum ne yi ababe wuram amako agoragoro akwana kwakwaje afcon ye wie ya 2025 afcon ya Ghana ye ntimi akobi no wasa ma ye kwakwakobo oni won na ekọ Samona Dingramo sa omu players ya o like normal players ya ye
Frankesi ni
Frank ya ni kezi mu na ekọ ye wie no wasa qualify akọ piemu e de ka say ni World Cup can say 2026 Eriko bisa so lusu game na This is a proper coach.
And Eric, me show no Eric.
No, but
Ushe wali di na. Ushe Morocco si na. Before I'll be taking. No, so I understudy of you as an assistant coach.
But since you had no understudy.
Understudy on.
Hey, coach, why you assistant?
No, an assistant coach.
To where?
Oh,
now how many for how many months?
No,
What night?
No, one could be one AFCON.
Tournament.
No,
One tournament.
One pull it out. I think it was at that time. He was not.
Too much.
Of course. Sure.
Yeah. And the playoffs.
No, boy.
The best fight. Why you know? See, when you shoot game. And then person can say, well, you are going to the same kind of why you call it the Ivory Coast, Morocco. Now for your third nation American Ghana.
Okay.
Ghana.
With Otoado.
W me say Eluku Ghana.
I say coach Otoado. Coach Otoado.
Una me say Ghana.
Okay, Ghana. Ghana. I'm at
Ghana. So what Ghana? I nyankopon ma goalkeeper bi on the lack. Adom no aye wo so ma ayi Adom aye wo sama se sa no utie kura ho enu bi Bengamine Asare goalkeeper no
ball no nko no so kura
short cramp ni shera nko no so e ba no so a ne on fans ni be ni nkomo ho na o hwe omo na ye SM na o ye say SM na shata wale ba ai ene SM for life is for life na o ye this goalkeeper timi gina mu ye sa no ball ba ku kura ntimi shera nko no so a utimi say crucial. Who was such a lucky goalkeeper? We're lucky. Otoado, you are lucky. I can't. A man from Best Ometiasi, show defenders, you know. Had it not been injury, what we saw recently, I mean, that last game against Comoros, Ali Dusedu, he's a fine player. But sometimes when you are coming back from
injury,
we G3 recovery and Mawa. No more baby coach, but we've seen a player, air midfielder, yet can play as a right back, proper one in Calibirenchi. You are having this center of Jiku and Salisu. Playing at the top level in terms of their craft football, and then collect back, Gideon Mensah, whoever you bring them, Ebenezer Annan, they are there. Go to the midfield.
Yes, your team.
Now, Elisha Usuno, any question, Bono, and yes, be on Timo. A confidence, a coach, all commanding power, and Thomas Tepati. I didn't know who ye were ball Malaha, or ball Atletico Madrid, or ball Arsenal, and no ball or Villarreal. And to all ball top level in Spanish football. And
no, I bet you
maybe, but you be other command now because Pade. Not Patia, so Sabi, no
Ghana, why be
it's Ghana when you more.
Now you're in a third country. To which other country?
No, my cousin third. I mean,
about two that.
My about two say Ivory Coast win. My cousin fourth nation on the obey to also upset. And you say Maria Neves. Name mine, Cape Verde.
Your West stage or
West stage. They are debutants. Uche, they are debutants. World Cup promote TV that. Team no
Amadi
Team na Omobano.
Na Ivory Coast so quite. Good. Ivory Coast, Togo. Yeah. Any acquire. Any
2006. Let me say, Erico. Cape Verde for no. Unim Sabu Bista. Our coach woman. Also the Otoa the year and be an oye. I'm for man can find Kobav Conubio. But inform said no. A woman Sabu Bista. They are not oye no. As a upset to be nearby. Some players be prepared. But I say foreign players now. Like remember I said Cape Verde. 500,000 plus inhabitants no more. Microphone bebre say omabusuafo bebre outside Cape Verde.
I mean Portugal to be specific.
Bebre Portugal. But I'm talking about not the players but you. Minimum inhabitants.
Okay.
Man for remember I say population because of 500,000. But Cape Verde form nipa bebre
indigenous
like for bebre not footballers. It is hard there bebre akọ outside Portugal bebre boy. Yan kono cover sample for after say, then they brought these people. And then they Cape Verde, after so much but AFCON 3 make it 3 appearances. Now we are Ghana, Emma, and Guasio. And then Cape Verde for bomb Cabo Verde, a copy more World Cup. Omukushi Argentina show more Enuzana.
No, but you see, I'm asking which of them between him.
Mama Morocco, Ivory Coast, Ghana. But me catch on say, my betting I cost upset Cape Verde.
All right,
so
let's move on. I think you have your list now. So they move on.
It's Cape Verde for no. Bibia coach Bubista. But for me, so maintain no. I'm on World Cup. I World Cup or not. But I know say, the materials are. ometimi akoko so upset. The reason why I'm using the word upset, I say tennis. So me ko brasa for me a new player. I'm about tennis mu. Na me ko shia sabi Carlos Alcaraz. Na me ko yiri free we mu a. E news e the mama e be din history. It's like they've qualified for the first time as a second smallest nation. Oko Remo World Cup. Same way we are expecting them. So making also upset. And I believe in some of their players because they are competing with many of these players are body man the big guns. Oh, the Portuguese national team, the Italian national team are they compete. So if they are able to put all things together, no upset.
All right, that's fine. Those are our countries. They could see on screen. So yeah, reps I could see Africa name we could get a 10th if young one more playoff ring net me fetch Cameroon, Gabon, DR Congo. Yes, so yeah, how that playoff back on here say also been about quack of form 10 first there 5 you complaining say you saw now I see the 9 we see how that goes next June. And so very how I be see until World Cup on the bang in USA Canada. If I'm Mexico count. And Mexico count. But yeah, the perfect too.
Mexico one crown almost a ditch in USA. Because we are seeing now telenovelas, telenovelas. Diego. So I call you, Mamma Chaby, and your Mumpa. Nay, yours be at Mexico.
It's a marathon, a cassette. USA or Mexico or a report on one of these countries.
Me Mexico, me farming call Guadalajara, Kruponumu, Mina me call Omo, Ghana chief. Oh, me call.
There be a secret report and gas
report me quiet chief war.
Who could the idea?
You could the idea. Citizenship.
Matthias, fine. Well, so yeah, for your Black Stars proper discussion, of course, about Otuado and Leon Mokasa and Kramo touch on it to then of course there is also the talk about Bengamine Asare whether or not he should be our number one. If he's so lucky,
Eric.
If he's so lucky, at that stage, the kind of players he's going to meet are no better. And then he's not be clean sheets in there, but
you see, Eric, I'll give you just a simple example. Otuado Bayan was born Nigeria 3 times. We recently played them in the Unity Cup. I don't know who concede. You know, me makase no disrespect to
Otuado was born 4 times, not 3 times.
Only Nigeria bought how many?
Nigeria bought 4 times.
Okay, yeah, the playoffs were back to back. Yes. Yeah, sure, of course. Me makase no disrespect to Bengamine Asare. I think he's been brilliant for the Black Stars. 6 games, 5 clean sheets, impressive. But with Makase, I'll give you this funny example. Okay. So how to folk defender no Fatah then we hear free no a captain
yeah.
Net Ghana I South Africa and then you drew honum Philemon Bafo mo ho nyina ba see him fly Fatah nonko Benedicto Wusu no honum Fatah was you who stadium no be denies that no who person obeka dey
be denies
that me just say who person ka Fatah obeka dey.
There be saying true, but was it one can say
or Canada.
Also who stadium one crowd also who stadium no.
Or Canada.
Well, how crowd in shade anyhow.
So what I say?
Stadium ne so.
So
Kasana Jiji.
Or see, stadium here.
Mohamed Fatah Mohamed.
No, Mohamed
Fatah Mohamed.
No. I asked for captain.
Former captain. Okobo Karela Kra.
Sir.
Yeah. Eric, the statement I'm making, he said down here. But me a champion or how? And then Evans was trying to talk about the position of Black Stars face here throughout the qualifiers. When they charge in the Central African Republic more bar, even on their home grounds, I'm not sure you'll be intimidated. But the World Cup, no Eric, the ambience needed they know. But who they more
stage, you know.
Hey, and yeah, easy.
So you doubt his
So for me, I don't think honestly Bengamine Asare can obey me this Black Stars team or anything positive with this Black Stars. I'm telling you. I must be honest with you. Because see, you won your group. You won your group, no. But I say, you won your group, no. But regardless of any group I become, boga. Of course, and now make us say we're keeping clean sheets down here. 5 games, 6 games, 5 clean sheets. Impressive. But I'm saying that at the world stage, Eric, it's not joke. It's not joke. And opposition now, Yeah, Bobo Hano. Oh, Bobo is a Comoro on this anchor of Ohuiwa. That's why I'm saying that World Cup is a serious business. That's why last week Nameka said, in reference to Tuado, people are coming there with Ancelotti.
Now you go to that.
Yeah.
But sometimes one more be opportunities as well.
That's fair. And of course, and that is why I mean, it been my argument. So 206, Samir J. Dyer could do one edema. I mean, Olele. But compare the quality. Samir J. Asare.
No, Asare was top notch.
Olele, and then Asare.
Was Same had played in Africa.
Yes,
Ghana,
he's been there over and over again. Yes, even he's gone through the ranks.
Very,
but Asare, no disrespect. He's not even been through our ranks. Utie, Shefa, see, they were scouting and they realized that no, he's good. But at the age of 33, you can't also say that I think Omeko ranks him. That is understandable. No. So you give him the opportunity. And I think that he has been able to capitalize on the opportunity at Winya. But Eric,
what else do we
but the point is that at the World Cup, it's no joke.
So which other competition do you think Obetimenya?
No.
Is it Atizigi? Is it
Hold on. Reason why I have consistently said if it's a Nuruddin or Honoma, I would prefer Nuruddin.
Manaf Nuruddin.
I'm telling you.
So you pick Manaf over. You know back a
Eric, and I make us say one, no disrespect to him.
In games.
And I make us say no disrespect to him. What you must say? The games are able throughout the qualifiers. See, I qualify massive achievement. But I'm saying that were we threatened enough?
Sure.
Were the opposition that good enough?
One thing he said in one of his interviews, as a goalkeeper, it is about how you organize it.
No problem.
Despite the fact that he's a local player or more foreign guys now, he's able to organize them. So that is also an attribute.
Yes.
So if Atisi give them,
no.
Sengali. But to me,
you have always known my stand on Atizigi. I said he's not good enough to be in there.
Because he's been at the World Cup.
At the World Cup. He's still not improving.
Well, my boy with experience because he has gone to the World Cup.
Of course, you can't also overlook that. Okay? You can't overlook that. But my point that I'm trying to establish in this area, the point is that massive respect to Asare. He's done his bit.
Yeah.
But I think at the world stage, and yes, Minka say and drop he can still be part of it. Of course. No. I'm not saying no. Hold on. And I'm hold on. Hold on. And I'm not scared to say no. I'm not scared to say. Evans. No, tone down. Benjamin Asare. Tone down. Slow down.
SM for life in the house.
Oh, boy. Hold up. Slow down. I'm not scared to say he will be a bench. I am not saying that. No, I'm the first choice. Evans, can you tone down for me? Hold on. Listen to what I said. No. Listen. Tone down. Slow down for me. Eric, number one. Of course, you can also look at his experience. Because he's been there in 2022.
There is also this Odro from Ezetak Ma.
I don't think so. Honestly. But you see, Eric, my point is that, Evans, my point that I'm only trying to establish down here is that massive respect to Bengamine Asare. He's done a brilliant job. But I am so much convinced that at the world stage, Boga, and that from whom?
Okay, I think that point is worth. Your point is that we should look at him again.
Yeah. No. And one thing I just want to emphasize, he must not be dropped.
And they said in case of you, no
problem. That's fair. No. Eric, but don't assume.
I mean, maybe I'm one of them. Germany, Manaf for the red card, and I'm Manaf for on your second. So
that's fair because at that point you had no option. No, but you see, my point is
no.
At the war stage, funny count but to risk it, I mean, honestly, that's
a risk.
It's a risk.
As number one
at the world stage, it's a huge risk. Trust me.
First
it's a huge risk. It's not about
so on our screens you see Manaf.
That's Manaf. See, and I've told you, this Manaf boy, I think that he has just been unlucky. I'm telling you. Why no? He has been unlucky. Hold on. Yeah, 2022 World Cup. Walcott was still conceding. Yet to me winning, but I mean, he will still win, but he will concede. One thing I was so much convinced that there's no way Atisiki can overtake him was the Nigeria playoffs now, boy, you know. The performance or done how he was able to maneuver to get us through. Eric, I'm telling you that if Sana Asare don't know them against Nigeria, it would have been a different story.
Hey!
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You go see Nigeria with the Unity Cup. Yes, I know, Mark Meboa. So fantastic. So I'm telling you that. Oh, main cast at number one. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that Manaf for me, if Manaf is in there, fit and is good enough, Manaf should be over.
I think his point is well made. Okay, so the debate about Asare being now number one at the World Cup.
Eriko, Sana Makano, when you parko, it's not your moody parino. Echo Samuel appear. We want me one papa. Obi onuti kromo o promote yen GPL yen division 1 league through
Ado promote ni pan to me nya say o promote but on to me nya
prove the reason why Benjamin Asare betimi aye.
Okay.
E ko why no ma na go fit na ko de Benjamin Asare mamu say bibi ni abebe no. No, me catch a shut up you say. Sad guy be never a cobi no hano. Benjamin Asare ni shut up movement ni be more my shadow bet you. I mean how you downplay the qualities of Benjamin Asare say global stage in 20 koda. Goalkeeper bad communication.
Yeah, how na na ma chame submission ni to ho. Ya bo World Cup ni wie. Because me meaning be guy because do World Cup.
Unim say we unim say bosamu nim. Ohun ne say. I didn't hear.
Camera guys, on say akwa no, on do okay say until we betimi aka like.
Or make your point. Make your point.
O dey me come accept.
Yeah.
Benjamin Asare. For quite some time, Black Stars he Atizigi no number 1. Atizigi obempe obabeji. Betom. Game every say oh we dey there Atizigi betuma keep clean sheet no. Matches boy nyina. In fact, AFCON qualifiers agragro sa na nimguase. Latter part of the AFCON qualifiers na Benjamin Asare here dey. But Benjamin Asare mama ka say enu kwampo amam AFCON qualifiers. Ni game boy nyina e Chad. The game our boy no Chad na dey call Madagascar na so go keep clean sheet enti Benjamin Asare matches ya oboyi oswe obi anim so on the clean sheet there on the over na race na can say o ye lucky goalkeeper say onyam ko
are we taking lack there or quality
lack quality in the defense
enti na oyi Manaf say Manaf ye quality
Manaf kwa na nya because akwada prepare say the baba to me
o ko prama
okochibo na se makwa akosi
why you assuming so okochibo na be
that's why injury prone
bro who assuming no be say Benjamin Asare dey go back don't me nipa no nya mfa ne nkoye
so your assumption
na no come about Unity Cup no you say players be na me dey koye is it the kind of players na Benjamin Asare he body tear Chad anybody tear Madagascar no
na ye team na di kakra
ana beti and maintain the brasi and onyanya the challenge nti ball ya na Chad for boy go buy no the be challenge bi o say defenders na on looking ball no akwa no eku ano celeste eku ano
they would na musa
the ball no mo hwe no obi akwa no so wa bobo ya man na shot apa be Benjamin Asare no onye den look if you are getting me see a proper coach obama defensive backline on ba do mo so in terms of awareness, in terms of their sense of tackling, that normal. I'm very cautious at the back line. So be committee blunders be Say about Ghana be a bit me, I call cost penalties, no name. Set pieces where no be discipline. Oh, I'm telling you, Benjamin Asare with his experience. Benjamin Asare, me kind of quite a more 33 years beyond what you when you papa. Picture and that's one.
And I say, quite back high because be when you grade yet.
Eric, W.
And go talk about behind a banner.
And I just I feel that Yakup Ghana. So when you know.
Oh, confirm it's what in age so.
Now, not that Benjamin Asare me share anymore. 33 years.
What did you put him there?
Oh, me that be Benjamin. Me have any partner.
It's you heard anymore. I change.
Me before, just give before me. If you say no, me dey along them.
But we no on that be. What's me money age say we heard anymore.
And I'm say, Yakup Eshia branch say, Sabe, Salisu, Benjamin Asare ba no. Jikumo, ne nkwada o te o mo.
No. But nkwala no dey be tumika.
Oh, I'm dey tumika.
Pedri nyampo bina Pedri. Pedri Kelebo.
See, you do one more, you do one more.
You go fall and why?
20.
Na Adam last week when I say come e say Ronaldinho no Ronaldinho bia. Ronaldinho both.
The one see na time sir.
No watch no. It is same way na Benjamin Asare be ye. Tutia na o catch him say goalkeeper no a. What about 6 matches? I keep 5 clean sheets, you know. Sabi, he won't be able to do the
competition in now.
So you and I'm saying, draw no back. When I will say, see, I want 4 matches with GPA. And so I keep clean sheets in 4 no. A brand here no. Per the nonsense here. The patrol ye quite Yawiniana.
Yawini.
Yabai Yawiniana.
Yawini.
It's open your baby. Yes, Ghana.
Sabi by 4 bad means so
Evans. You want a moment to the extent that I can goalkeeper what show this quality. Then good organizer. To be a goalkeeper, not to me organize your defensive back line. Catch up say challenge. Menko to bossy. Say I be we ask no ball who be a mouse. Defenders request him ko animu ko head ball she. And you are telling me Benjamin Asare can do it. Ghana,
right?
They mistake. Say Ghana a mistake. Now what can be? The Benjamin Asare ye. Musa quiet says 2006. Then Same Aje Bamako. Why are money in area? Olele madam. Yes, Olele was in fine from West our body with there. But listen, a brand tenant Eddie Benjamin Asare no. Ne like no. Ghana be here bra oko USA Canada Melku. So munim na me mistake ah. Green bebem.
Eric.
Right, inside the game live on your favorite channel, yeah. But young creating there's another Shiwa Obia can be on the streets of Ghana. Fortunately, sports pundit Obia can be a business agenda namu. Never visit see when Lavia, Chelsea Lavia be. Ono so yasi in chief Ghana into a Bobby. And they should drew a goalkeeper. Omra Mechibi.
Romeo Lavia.
I feel just say we need the best for the World Cup. It's in Ketia and Odoi World Cup. I'm going to have the main of USA treatment. And then Ketia is about Ghana. Odoi is about Ghana. And so say Otoa do overlook him. So to consider Momo Beka scored you and make a World Cup runner.
Before when you say any time, but before just I mean, so November about Japan, South Korea, and I'm patcho. Me see try my submission into. Japan, South Korea, or revisit what I said because I didn't assign obedim. Eric, so 2 players.
Benjamin Asare
No problem. Remember Betna no. Betna.
Bacho Yanko.
So 2 players.
Odoi in
Nketiah. Now my take on Nketiah no. Eric, we don't have an arrowhead there.
Okay.
Black Stars team. They ensure they need a proper arrowhead in Ushe team now.
Sure.
We are always trying to play from the wings.
And they're no correct.
Always. Jordan now ball. Oh yeah, how many 14 goals involvement?
Yeah. 7 goals,
7 assists. Ushe DBR. Jordan he also tried to want to come from the wings. And to say both through the middle, no, it has been a problem. So Jordan and Shah, it means that our goal have to come from the midfield. So which is a big challenge. So Jordan could pray before the World Cup now. Then we are handicapped. You know, your chances of scoring, no, it will drop. So for me, I think we honestly need to have a serious conversation about these 2 players. For me, I think getting somebody up there to get the goals now has been a problem. I wouldn't have any challenge if Nketiah on the wings. Or wingers, I think we have we have a number of them.
the chain.
That is one thing. Because who will be to say, I mean, I mean, you can't say pencil. You have Fatao. You have, Kamal Dean. You have sometimes even Semenyo can also preach from the wings. My only challenge is that with the Hasanodo you see no more. Some of these players are not better than him. You know, but I think because what those players, I mean, in quantity, you know, that will be a problem because we're being more harder. But you're also thinking about quality. So I think for the wings in it, it's a bit challenging because
you think
of course.
Okay.
I must be honest with you because and I make I say sometimes because Jordan and Semenyo, they are the same profile of players. So because maybe Jordan, maybe Semenyo person or pretty from it's the same place as Jordan's person or pretty far. So for me, I think if we get him up there, we get a squad in that in Swa. And you want to mean because we starting.
Okay.
But then as a team, our person will go to the world stage to make an impact. I think you need to get a
so
squad.
What do you say to people who say the Obrain ODA?
I mean, this is not the first time. This is not the first time.
Have you heard before saying Ketia as a Omra those days?
Oh yes. I did the story myself. This is not the first time, and I'm not saying
why now.
That's another good point. This is not the first time. Enjoy it. You know.
No, Obinuma enjoyed it. Now you call Kevin can't try as a member. What's the difference? No.
Yes.
Kevin the Koya no semebo. Even when he had the opportunity to play for Germany, was,
yeah, sure.
But what the bra, member, I feel you are being also backward.
Yeah, true, and that's true. That's true. But for me, I think listen, it's down to what the coach also wants or needs because
you think so?
Yeah, because because once I am on a target, so on achieve, you know, not the initial man no free so me didn't get here be shame. The column was not should be shameless or bet me my achieving my target. I mean, why not?
Right.
But the conversation about whether so be no being made in there, it will always continue to come because we've seen it in 2006, 2010, even in 2014, even in 2022. We saw it. You know, Joseph Paintil. It became a big issue. You know, so for me, I think but I also think we just need to learn our lessons. Say, we should find the right way to do it.
Right.
Come on, just and so yes, no. Yeah.
Eriko. Yeah, second fiddle.
Okay.
Ghana, yes, second fiddle. Now, be catch them say, and if you look at the players, I think Sam Rantian Bar, they might not be better than Odoi. Odoi ni a Bismarck Odoi, House of Folk, or former player and a
yeah.
Ghana ban. He thought he said that be Mujan and England. Where should I now, please?
Oh, never power.
Please.
Just that a whole
that be
okay.
We don't need these guys. Yeah, man. You about trust a body be at to say Ghana qualify for World Cup. Be I feel the here superstars be a the boss war. Now
Ghana so funny. But are we not being emotional?
That be me say Ghana here Odoi na here Nketia. Because Nketia no there ya kra say na busuafo no. Unim. Sometimes the players in Ankasa there be a obepade wo mo kakra. And some one in power, mamma, no more for no papa. At the Kroma, even a 20 year boy, a gola. No of us here, body Austria. In some Tony, your boy, and Casagrant interview guys, oh, ma, no of us send a bomber gun at that one. You 20 year boy gun, yea, and now we are now called boy, at least no one you. Just here, your Kroma. But nay, who of us, Emma Ghana, former player, and Casabinca, a bit Mancasa, a legend. Some one part when you boy, I can't actually offer say, is it Kevin your boy? Yeah. Sir, I Nketia. I chop up and I am back, get ya. Of Nketia, Brabba Magano, Brabba, oh, my Chromaiate. Near your players are bearable. In fact, of course, because of say any arrowhead striker, Naki, where striker. Most players now move Manu. I bet Amwa, air striker. Born now born so bet when your consistency said the Bayers cannot FIFA 2 Ghanaian clubs near Benjamin. Yanko 2022. Say we said the Dalad Koy, Kotoko benefit. Yeah, the free banner Koy, House of Folk benefit. eduru wa yempe players na omo local scene mu ti say media match word ye aye kan won so omo nya bi Black Stars Management Committee
I don't know quality na quality
ya bi say ye first can come Crystal Palace and then for being come Nottingham Forest we don't need them
we nya so fa so bi
jendi no duro ba na oba no fa so bi Americana enya afi na ono ye ba be integrate no and then Black Stars mu bo na obo AZ Akma no nya afi na putupuru ye ba be hia no ha wanye super A player bia or baby bis sonko dia magana mrante we senka omagofo anka nsam bone amfa omo unim say o players ni bi wo a omo na akwakoduru as the latter part of him career afere o ho mutimi ba holidays mu we no eduru December mu no mba beduru pe no ma akase it is a Ghana hadwo amanfo epeni pase na me of am ka chem say ma me nyedey me ma okọ kentampo otafo okọ Cape Coast ama e ka kire no ayi e ka say slavery no ene say yi no ye born story plus we wan can be body ma Ghana but sometimes na ka chi abra ayi
I told you we don't need them
me say any nketia no say ka ekọ na ekopa o mo chew ela ka brata ni
yes na ko ya
ela buy at the age of 23 and ko buy ya ka se bia ni fie ye ko ba dia na me ko duru say ye ba Afcon qualifiers one ba
ma
what you say mra ye ba Afcon qualifiers just atem na onim so Ghana mo jana mumu a betimi abodia ma Ghana
Philippa
the dia ko USA Canada Mexico o pesa o go enrich o CV as a footballer ma dachi ye ko Wikipedia na ko bo edi nketia ye say o ko 2026 World Cup o ko ma wan Ghana abra ni junior level no body me ma England na o twen sen ko benya collab to the three lines of England na we say Ghana for no o da sabe nyesum yesu no mo da na to o nim so o so ayi players sabe o ye moja ayi abeshiwishu ayi o mo ka say broni kokko ma che ya fetire gongon na so ni mo no bo as a defender as a midfielder or as a goalkeeper or even attacker ya me foul black man how many black coaches na ya hu our Premier League ni mu masa racism no e ba bia it say so racism yes you be kire o say you know you are also racist
yeah the new edition at the bro koroko be she wakwa
or say work them I can say more challenges according to capitalize
koroko be she wak
kotoko shake no sharebutu sani ne mkra mo mpaye na odigu o so ma yete ami ebe adwuma na zito o kramoni won so betimi ama ala asifomu a on be hye work since ogulusu ye editi align asamo agam format team no omulusu bio eti work na nyesa be bayra be wado onya kwara kotoko for so on betimi ate nim qualify to the group stages of the CAF Confederation Cup. Omuhia the miracle of Don Diego de Azambuja. Hey,
Don Diego de Azambuja. Koroko. Consider 3 p.m.
When you paid here.
There are sports.
So your divorce so who did it ya
me see.
I call me that say Evans me that. Me ne kejwa na nkasa. Bye bye.